Executive Director of Reconciliation Canada, but also a lifelong friend and daughter of the illustrious Chief Bobby Joseph. Karen Joseph to introduce our next speaker.
Hagela Kesla Nasna Muyu. Hagela Kesla. Nubo am Kunwatagili. My name is Karen Joseph, as my English friends call me. I'm so grateful to see you all here today, and I'm humbled by this opportunity that we've gathered together today to work for our children, to create better futures, to create legacies that we can stand up and be proud of. It's one of the reasons why we invited Dr. Bernice King, who many of you know is the daughter of the great civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As the daughter of a great leader myself, I understand the sacrifice that our children, when we take up these leadership positions, must go through. There are many nights when the people get more of their attention than the children do. When the children are at home and they're sad because they haven't seen us for all the meetings that we've been going through, for all the times that we have to stand here on these stages and watch them and be proud of the work that they're doing, but our children sacrifice. And yet this is why we do the work that we do. And Dr. Bernice King is an incredible testament to the legacies that we can create, the opportunities that we show our children when we stand up and we walk from a place of our values and we walk from a place of our beliefs. Because it's easy for us to stand here and say great words, when in reality, what really matters most is what we do behind those closed doors in our homes. And if our children can stand up and say that they're proud of us, and if our children can aspire to walk the same walks that we're walking, then that is truly when we have succeeded. So with that, I ask you to give us a warm welcome for Dr. Bernice King, the next generation.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There's more people than that. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. Chief Dr. Robert Joseph, thank you, Karen, for that beautiful introduction. To Chief William Wasden, to Chief Bo Dick, to Justice Murray Sinclair, and to all of you, I will greet you by saying Namwayut. We are definitely all one. In my faith tradition, there is a scripture that says, from one blood he has made all nations for to dwell upon the face of the earth. And so I greet you as brothers and sisters in this human race. For indeed, although we call ourselves by many racial and ethnic identities, we are all a part of the human family. And it was my father who often reminded us that we have inherited a great big world house of many faith traditions, of many races, of many ethnicities, of many cultural backgrounds. And while through technology and even science, we have made this world house a humongous neighborhood, we've been brought closer together because of technology and science. But the reality is, although we have been brought together in those ways, we must learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we will all perish together as fools. Today is a glorious day, and I'm glad to be with you with the liquid rain. It is the dawning of a new day for Reconciliation Canada and First Nations. And I declare over all of you today that you are beautiful in God's sight. I declare that Canada will be transformed because of the daring and courageous efforts of those of you who have gathered here on today. I am who I am today because of the sacrifices of both of my parents, my mother and my father. I'm a better person because of them. America is a better place because of them. And the world is a better place because of their sacrifice and their contributions. But they are no longer with us. They set an example for us, an extraordinary example of how to bring about change and transformation without firing a gun, without utilizing physical weapons, but by utilizing the weapon of your mind, your soul, and your spirit. My father taught us the way of nonviolent social change. And because of that, lives were changed. Hearts were transformed. And no, it was not easy. People were lost in the process. Blood was shed. But there were many people who would have lost their life had they not taken this more excellent way of nonviolent social change. The way forward in Canada, all over this world, is going to be through choosing nonviolence. There is no other way. In fact, my father reminded us over 45 years ago that the choice today is no longer between nonviolence or violence. It's between nonviolence or non-existence. And so the way forward means that we must embrace this philosophy, where one resists evil and oppose unjust systems that seek to oppress and minimize, degrade and degenerate people, while loving the perpetrators of the system. And I know that's hard. There were often times when my father was tempted, as he grew up, to hate all white people. But he knew that hate will destroy the hater more than the hated. And so he had no choice but to adopt a higher way if his goal was ultimately to see transformation and change, not just in his generation, but for generations yet unborn.